full introduction, and I'd like to begin with a few words that I've prepared over the past few days. We've come here today to speak in the true spirit of free speech and the right to assemble that was granted to us by the framers of this nation. And I could begin by speaking about the continued injustice against the Serbian people in Kosovo and Metohija.
Not everybody has as big a mouth as I do.
You have to hold it. Right? Okay. But the officials involved in the region and the journalists who have the interest and the courage to report the truth are well aware of the situation. But I didn't come here today to speak to them. I came here today to appeal to the hearts and awaken the spirit of my Serbian Orthodox brothers and sisters and all people of goodwill. Benjamin Franklin once said, "A fool's heart is in his mouth, but a wise man's mouth is in his heart." In my life, I've been both. But today, as I stand here to speak to you, I aim to speak from my heart, in hopes that I can say something that is wise. Embracing the values bestowed upon us by the founders of this American nation, while practicing our Serbian heritage through religious worship, culture, and language, is an orthodox path that can only make us richer in our hearts. I often ask myself, where do these Serbian values come from? I believe that it comes from our development as a people in our ancestral home, land of Kosovo and Metohija. Kosovo is more than several thousand Serbian Orthodox churches, monasteries, and holy sites. It is more than the site where Tsar Lazar's entire army was sacrificed, thus delaying the progression of the Ottoman Empire into Europe. Mainly, Kosovo is where Serbs, as a people, first embraced Orthodox Christianity, received their spirituality, and found their soul. It was this faith in God that became the foundation of our lives, our nation, and our system of values, giving us fulfillment and meaning to our existence. Through the centuries, Serbs have protected their homeland numerous times against numerous enemies. Our faith in God, deeply rooted in the spirit of Kosovo, has led us to fight for the Holy Cross, freedom, and honor. Kosovo is often simply misunderstood as a symbol of nationalism for the Serbian people. However, I feel that it symbolizes something different. It symbolizes the spiritual identity of the Serbian people. People who identify their soul and spirit with Kosovo do not care about the size of Serbia. For if we can only defend ourselves with our nationalism and political will, how will we defend ourselves when those are not so strong? For it is sure that if we lose our souls in Kosovo, we lose Serbia as well. In these times where superpowers violently steal what does not belong to them, my message is, do not be afraid of those who want to hurt you physically or take your land, but stand mighty and strong against those who want to strip you of your spirit. When the Ottoman Empire burned the remains of St. Savo and Vraća with the intent of destroying the spirit of the Serbian people, this momentary destruction only rekindled the Serbian spirit. And if you stand alert and ready, remember that our time of greatest resistance is when the Serbian people have proved themselves the most. Skeptics and our enemies have proclaimed that we have lost Kosovo demographically and politically. However, they are only talking about a current, temporary political situation. Each of these losses only becomes permanent if we allow ourselves to lose Kosovo spiritually. So now it is our opportunity and our duty to continue to fight. My following question is one of action. If we truly value the wisdom of our faith, we will find a way to protect it. We must prove to ourselves, our children, and do right by our ancestors, moving us to action as a people to protect and invest in the future of our spiritual birthplace. As the diaspora, we must become proactive and anticipate the future so that we may have the opportunity to have a stake in it. Preserving Kosovo alone is not enough. The status quo is moving us away from active churches, monasteries, and holy sites to museums, ruins, and a spiritual decline. We can accomplish our goals of becoming active by organizing a movement that is based on our faith, which aims to expand a spiritual rebirth among Serbs, not just in Kosovo, but here in Washington and in every place where Serbs live all over the world. Financial donations and political lobbying can accomplish some goals. But again, our faith commands us to give our hearts. We must find the place in our hearts where a spark will ignite us into action. Our spiritual role must be to help all people of need in Kosovo and Serbia, embody the values of our faith, to visit our holy sites in large peaceful groups, organize birthright, spiritual, cultural, and educational visits for our youth, sponsor and engage in the rebuilding of holy sites, monasteries, and churches in Kosovo. I look forward to working with our spiritual leaders, our brothers and sisters in Serbia and Kosovo, the diaspora, and all people of goodwill to initiate this movement. In closing, I ask that we continue to pray for all the people in Kosovo who live in fear and are oppressed by the current situation. We pray that God may grant them peace and that their faith gives them strength. Thank you.